Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible Monday as always. Great to see the chat so busy. We've got Cameron in the house, we've got Anna, we've got a Tavarian in the house, Valiant Energy, aka John D, we've got Tasmanian in the house, Slow Flow Digital, Cassie, Crypto Granny, Doc Bob D, Matata Inu, Exoba, and obviously a Death Ranger coming in last minute too. Hope you guys are well, and yeah, we're going to have the weekly news roundup today. Lots going on, but we're going to start off obviously with, in the usual tradition, with the signal providers update. So this is Flare Metrics. I'm sure you're all familiar with it by now. Let's give the page a quick refresh, and here we are. This is just taking a second to load. And this is for the Flare network. So what you can do is you can order by the reward rate here descending. Let's give that a couple of clicks. Looks like Flare Oracle is taking the top place this week so far, or this epoch. We've got Flare Beacon in second place, Atlas TSO in third, in fourth place Flare Deinst, in fifth place FTSO Plus. So all the usual suspects are pretty good to see as always. Hey, what's up? Senior Steak. We've got Grumpar in the house as well. Joseph, Brad's lads, Professor. I hope you guys are all doing well. Lots of activity here on Sparkles. This is the weekly chart, and in the past week it looks like Flare Punks is topping the charts, and I think this is probably the first week that we've seen a Flare project opposed to a Songbird project topping the charts with quite a significant volume, 92 or almost 93,000 here. And in fact, we're going to look at a milestone on Sparkles in just a moment. But before we do, I want to talk about this big news here coming from Flare. A lot of exciting things, especially relating to the first Flare drop, which actually occurred the 17th of March. And for me personally, it was a lot more than I was initially expecting. I was thinking somewhere in the range of 15%. It turns out that it was about 20%, which is great. But I do have some bad news about that in just a second. Well, not so much bad news, just that this is probably the best it's going to get. In fact, we can have a quick read of this thread here. The first Flare drop occurred, and people can now claim their FLR distributions. Now, the return was about 20%, but this is not indicative of the inflation of the network. Some people may get scared off seeing this 20% within 1 month, but that's not how many how much new FLR is coming into circulation. The distribution, as we all should know by now, is about 3% per calendar month. It's just the fact that the ratio between the amount of FLR in circulation and WFLR in circulation is quite different. You know, the more FLR that is wrapped, the less you're actually going to receive. So that's something important to note, and I believe I mentioned it down here. As more exchanges begin to release the FLR for their customers, and you know, most notably, we've got Coinbase, which is, I imagine, a significant holder of FLR, and unfortunately, people are still waiting to receive that from them. And, you know, it could be safe to assume that Coinbase does not hold the WFLR. They haven't wrapped it. So that's pretty interesting. I imagine we will see a significant drop in the reward ratio or percentage each month once Songbird do release that FLR. But Bull and Bear here, they've got an application, and they had this, you can basically alter it and they have this balanced input, and we're going to take a look at that in just a second. This is the website, looking pretty crazy right now, excuse me. And if we put in some figures here, let's say 1000 WFLR, and they said balanced was pretty accurate, and you can click on calculate, and it gives you this I guess this chart which shows you how much you can expect. And you can see here, starting off at 1000, by the end of the 36-month period, that ends in 2026, you could possibly get somewhere in the region of 7,500. So pretty interesting. And this is very dependent on the amount of WFLR. So obviously that's constantly in flux. We're just going to have to wait and see how that goes over time, which trend it follows. But here's something to note with Bifrost. In fact, actually, just before we do get into this, for those who are talking about they're claiming the airdrop, that they haven't received it yet, I noticed we did have a comment over there in the chat. Basically, it's not airdropped in the traditional sense. You have to claim it just like you would your delegation rewards, and you can actually do this on Bifrost. All you'll have to do is make sure that the Bifrost application is updated, and you can very easily see it when you go to claim. So you'd click on FLR or WFLR, click on the ellipsis, the 3 dots, and then click on delegate and then claim, and it should be right there. Really easy to find and very intuitive. Just make sure that you have the application up to date. Here's something a lot of people have been asking about too. This is the issue with FLR Finance, or should we say Enosis. Give me a second, I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. But if you're on a Binance device and you can't see any of the assets in the pools, it's because your wallet is not being connected, and all you have to do is click on connect. You may have to press MetaMask, but don't worry, it doesn't mean that you're connecting via MetaMask. It's just a generic thing to sort of see which wallets are connected. So you click on this and then click on connect. Hey presto, all of your assets are safe. And this is something that I did talk about previously in last week's community chat over on Discord. Your assets are never contained in the app. Your assets are not contained in MetaMask. It's not contained in Bifrost or Decent or any other application that you use. Your assets are stored in the account on the blockchain, and you can use a plethora of different applications to access that account. Very important to note. Yes, here we go. We had the big news coming from FLR Finance, previously known as FLR Finance. They've rebranded, or in the process of rebranding, to Enosis. And here's my thoughts on it, basically. So I think it makes sense. For a long time, people have definitely conflated Flare Network and Flare Finance, right? Some people thought that Flare Finance was actually built by the Flare Network team, but that is not the case. And Enosis now gives the suite of products their own chain agnostic identity. So it's not necessarily tied to a particular chain, right? And why is this important, especially for you as a holder potentially of some of the governance tokens? As we know, Enosis is destined to be an omni-chain platform. In my opinion, having a specific chain within the name of the application may alienate other communities and could possibly hinder adoption rates. We know that Enosis is actually coming to many different applications as mentioned, and I think the first one will be XDC. It's important to note that Flare Network will be considered the home of Enosis, and this is really important because it's going to be where the governance assets of the whole ecosystem are minted, and these aren't going to be duplicated on other chains, right? If people want to get involved with some of the most, promising tokens specifically for this DeFi suite or this suite of applications, it's much more than DeFi, they're going to have to come to either Songbird or the Flare Network. If you're holding any of these, obviously it's not launched on the Flare Network yet. We obviously have it on the Songbird network in the form of XFi and SFIN, but soon obviously that is coming to the Flare Network, and it means that you're here at ground zero. If you hold the governance assets of Enosis, you will directly benefit from the accelerated adoption, as applications from all of these chains can actually feed into the APY cloud. Now, the APY cloud is it's pretty big as far as I'm concerned. It's quite a breakthrough, a very novel concept, and I'm really looking forward to sort of exploring this in more detail. And I'm going to create specific videos on this in the future. Here we go. So Uphold. This is a very interesting project, and I've actually had the benefit of talking to a number of the employees there, Jake, and we also had Mark. We've actually recorded a podcast, and that's going to be launching in the very near future. They've just announced the Uphold University, and we go into all the details of the Uphold University. I'm really excited about this project, and I'm sure you will be too, and there's going to be more details about that coming later in the week, so stay tuned. If you're not aware of the satraps, I definitely recommend checking them out. They're basically sort of monitoring the ethics of all of the STSO and the FTSO signal providers, right? And this is their website, and they give sort of metrics. In fact, let me just try and blow that up a little bit so you can see a bit clearer. All of these metrics based on, you know, the reports that they make and all of the infrastructure that they're actually providing to the network. And I think this is really important for people who are delegating, right? You need to really consider something much more than just the reward rate. Sort of think about who is building and going above and beyond to support the network, and we're possibly going to have some governance from the Lucky Claw collection regarding who we delegate to, but I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. We've got Sparkles here hitting a significant milestone. That's 1 million FLR traded. Sparkles is thrilled to announce that we have now seen a total volume on Flare Network of NFTs surpass 1 million. And this is just indicative of the growth of the network and this recent explosion in NFTs that we've seen. One of them recently is the Flamingos project, and was fortunate to have a sponsorship from them, and that we actually received one of the Flamingo NFTs, which has gone over to the Lucky Draw or the Lucky Claw treasury, right? So this is going to be given away to a lucky holder in the near future. Now, I want to talk about the Lucky Claw just for a little bit. So last week, I actually completed the royalty splitter, and that's basically going to distribute the royalties from all of the NFTs that are sold over to the actual holders. So very interesting indeed. I'm looking forward to that. And the price of these NFTs is going to go up exponentially. The first closure of, or I guess maybe the pause, is on the 24th of March. So in a couple of days' times, the actual minting will close, because we're going to have a big jackpot in April, and in fact, every single month beyond that, it's going to be 50,000 FLR, and there's going to be one lucky winner that wins that, randomly selected from the holders. This is your last chance to get them for 2,000 FLR, and there is a link in the description. It's been an absolutely crazy month for me in regards to this collection. You know, I've been very busy, and I feel like I've really brought some value to this collection. I've deployed the contract, we've got the minting website, an on-chain randomizer, smart contract or pseudo randomizer. We've got the DApp to authenticate the jackpot winners. This is going to be publicly verifiable. We've got the knowledge base website, multiple sponsors, one of them the Flamingo project, and we have the royalty splitter for holders as well. And I did talk about this. Give me another month and I'll have a on-chain governance system live, allowing the Flare community Lucky Claw NFT holders the ability to vote on metrics which affect the collection. So this could be the number of winners, the compound and jackpot split, the charity selection, sponsorship suggestions, and all kinds of stuff. And in fact, we're actually making good progress with this. This is the website so far. I'll probably be able to get this up and live within the next week or so. And basically you just come to the website, you'd connect your wallet, This is obviously just a dummy smart contract at the minute, but this is the compound percentage. You can see how much votes you have, which is basically a one-to-one representation of how many NFTs you hold at the time the smart contract is deployed, and then you vote away. And this could really be anything. Like I said, it could be which charity we donate to, and I think that's going to be the first proposal that we have. And I think this is actually a first of its kind, a proposal system that's based on of the NFT holders, right? I'm not sure if it's the first in crypto, but I'm pretty sure it is the first on Songbird or Fleur. So I'm trying to bring these novel concepts. I've been busy building away in the backgrounds, and yeah, stay tuned for that because it's probably going to launch next month. I'm actually going to be giving away a Lucky Claw every single month to a Patreon member of the higher tier, and the last preliminary giveaway is tomorrow. So if you are a Lucky Claw holder, you're going to have a chance of winning a Fleur Community poker deck of cards, and one lucky Patreon member will actually win one of the NFTs themselves. Here's some news coming from Quiddly. I've never actually heard of these, so well, until recently, right? FLR and SGB tokens are now live on Quiddly, thanks to our latest collaboration with Flare Networks. Both tokens are available across browser, email, Slack, and Discord to share as rewards to keep your top contributors engaged and motivated. So I believe this is some sort of tipping application. And you know, Discord is quite a good one. We obviously had the Discord bot in the Fleur community Discord, which I'd highly recommend checking out. There is a link in the description. But to have the integration with Fleur is going to be something really special, and I think that's something that we could look forward to. We'll talk a little bit about it here. If we scroll down a little bit, we already know about this. Here we go. So we're pleased to support the Fleur community by enabling the community to openly share FLR and SGB rewards in Flare's Discord server. Now, I'm not sure if this is strictly or exclusively available for the Flare Discord, but it would be great to have this in our Discord. I'm going to have a quick look at that and see how we can make it happen, but this is basically how it would go down. You know, I think this is on a different application, but the ability to tip, you can see you've got FLR right here. So yeah, something to look forward to. I'll be keeping my eye out for that. And we also have this news from Koinly. There is a new integration, and this is the Flare network. I've been using Koinly personally for quite some time now. It's basically a way to automate taxes by reading the blockchain data. You basically input your wallet addresses, and then it sort of exports all of the transactions, and it saves you a bunch of time. There is a link in the description if you want to use it. I will get a kickback. Obviously, you don't have to. But it's a great way to support the channel. Now, for those who are Patreon members, we're going to have a quick Patreon chat over here in the Discord. I welcome you all. We also have, obviously, the weekly chats on Thursday where everyone is welcome. But if you are a Patreon member, please feel free to jump along to that. That's pretty much this week's news roundup. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Please enjoy the rest of your day. If you are a Lucky Claw holder, stay tuned for tomorrow because we are going to have the giveaway. Closing for the Lucky Claw NFTs does occur on the 24th of March, so get them while you can. Right, take care everyone. Thank you once again, and until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.